What if I told you that the marriages with the highest success rates aren't the ones that begin with passionate love stories, dramatic proposals, or fairy tale romances? What if the secret to lasting marriage success lies not in butterflies and heart-pounding attraction, but in something far more practical and philosophically grounded? Today, we're diving deep into a topic that challenges everything modern society tells us about love and marriage. We're exploring why arranged marriages statistically have higher success rates than love marriages, and how ancient Stoic wisdom explains this phenomenon in ways that might completely change how you think about relationships. Before we begin, I want to be clear. This isn't about promoting one type of marriage over another, or suggesting that arranged marriages are superior in every way. Instead, we're examining the data, the psychology, and the philosophical principles that reveal profound truths about human nature, commitment, and what actually makes relationships work long-term. The statistics are striking and impossible to ignore. In countries where arranged marriages are common, divorce rates hover between 4 to 6%. Compare this to countries where love marriages dominate, where divorce rates often exceed 40 to 50%. In India, where arranged marriages still account for roughly 90% of all marriages, the divorce rate remains below 1%. Meanwhile, in the United States, approximately 40 to 50% of marriages end in divorce. But here's where it gets interesting. When researchers study couples in arranged marriages who have been together for decades, they consistently find something remarkable. Love grows over time. These couples report higher levels of satisfaction, deeper emotional connection, and stronger feelings of love after 10, 20, and 30 years of marriage compared to when they first married. This flies in the face of everything we've been taught about romance. We're told that love should be instant, passionate, and overwhelming. We're told that if you don't feel that spark immediately, it's not meant to be. But what if this entire approach is fundamentally flawed? This is where Stoic philosophy offers profound insights that explain why arranged marriages often succeed where love marriages fail. The Stoics understood something about human nature that we seem to have forgotten in our modern pursuit of romantic idealism. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, wrote extensively about the nature of lasting relationships and human connection. He understood that true partnership isn't built on fleeting emotions or temporary attractions, but on shared values, mutual respect, and commitment to growth together. In his meditations, he wrote about how the strongest bonds are forged not in moments of passion, but in daily acts of service, understanding, and dedication to common purpose. The Stoic concept of amor fati, or love of fate, teaches us to embrace what life presents to us, rather than constantly seeking what we think we want. In arranged marriages, couples begin with this fundamental acceptance. They don't enter marriage with unrealistic expectations about eternal passion or perfect compatibility. Instead, they commit to making the relationship work, regardless of initial feelings or circumstances. This acceptance creates a foundation that's incredibly resilient. When challenges arise, as they inevitably do in any marriage, couples in arranged marriages don't immediately question whether they're with the right person. They don't spend energy wondering if there's someone better out there. Instead, they focus that energy on solving problems, building understanding, and deepening their connection. Epictetus taught that we cannot control external circumstances, but we can control our responses to them. This principle is fundamental to understanding why arranged marriages succeed. These couples understand from the beginning that marriage isn't about finding someone who makes you happy, but about two people committed to creating happiness together. In love marriages, there's often an underlying belief that the right person should make everything easy. When conflicts arise, when passion fades, when daily life becomes routine, many couples interpret these normal relationship challenges as signs that they've chosen the wrong person. This leads to what psychologists call the grass is greener syndrome, where people constantly evaluate their relationship against imagined alternatives. Arranged marriage couples don't have this luxury or this burden. They understand that all relationships require work, that all partnerships face difficulties, and that love is something you build rather than something you simply feel. This creates what Stoics would recognize as a more rational and sustainable approach to partnership. The Stoic virtue of justice plays a crucial role here. Justice, in Stoic terms, isn't just about fairness in the legal sense, but about fulfilling your role and responsibilities to others. In arranged marriages, both partners understand their roles and responsibilities clearly from the beginning. They commit to fulfilling these roles regardless of their immediate feelings or desires. This might sound unromantic to modern ears, but consider the results. When both partners are committed to fulfilling their responsibilities to the relationship, to their family, and to each other, they create a stable foundation that allows love to grow naturally. They're not constantly evaluating whether their partner is making them happy enough or whether they're getting enough out of the relationship. Instead, they focus on what they're contributing. The Stoic practice of negative visualization also explains another advantage of arranged marriages. Couples in these marriages don't take each other for granted because they never had the illusion that they were destined to be together. They appreciate what they have because they understand that all relationships require conscious effort and commitment. In contrast, couples who marry for love often develop a sense of entitlement about their happiness. They believe that because they chose each other based on strong feelings, those feelings should naturally sustain the relationship. When the inevitable challenges of marriage arise, they're often unprepared and disappointed. But perhaps the most important Stoic principle at work in successful arranged marriages is the understanding that happiness comes from virtue, not from external circumstances. The Stoics taught that true fulfillment comes from living according to virtue, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. When couples focus on developing these virtues within their marriage, they create something much deeper and more lasting than romantic attraction. This doesn't mean that arranged marriages are perfect or that love marriages are doomed to fail. There are many examples of deeply happy love marriages and arranged marriages that don't work out. But the statistical differences point to something important about human psychology and what actually sustains long-term relationships. Modern society has created what we might call the tyranny of choice in relationships. Dating apps present us with seemingly endless options. We're told that settling is a betrayal of our authentic selves. We're encouraged to keep searching until we find someone who checks every box on our list of requirements. But this abundance of choice often leads to what psychologists call choice paralysis and chronic dissatisfaction. When you believe there are always better options available, it becomes nearly impossible to fully commit to any single choice. Every relationship becomes a provisional arrangement, subject to constant evaluation and comparison. Arranged marriages eliminate this burden of infinite choice. Couples are free to focus their energy on building something beautiful with the person they're with, rather than constantly wondering if there's someone better out there. This mirrors the Stoic teaching about focusing on what you can control, rather than wasting energy on what you cannot. The role of family and community in arranged marriages also reflects Stoic values about the importance of social connections and mutual obligations. Unlike the individualistic approach of modern dating, arranged marriages recognize that marriage isn't just about two people, but about the integration of families and communities. This broader support system provides resources and guidance that help couples navigate challenges. When difficulties arise, there are experienced relatives and community members who can offer advice, mediation, and support. In contrast, many modern couples face relationship challenges in isolation, relying solely on their own limited experience and resources. The Stoic emphasis on community and social responsibility suggests that this broader approach to marriage might be more aligned with human nature than our current emphasis on individual choice and romantic autonomy. Another crucial factor is the different expectations around personal growth and change in arranged versus love marriages. In love marriages, there's often an assumption that you should accept your partner exactly as they are. Any desire for your partner to change is seen as controlling or unloving. But arranged marriages operate on the assumption that both partners will grow and change together over time. There's an explicit expectation that marriage is a journey of mutual development, where both people will become better versions of themselves through their partnership. This aligns perfectly with Stoic teachings about continuous self-improvement and the importance of surrounding yourself with people who challenge you to grow. Marcus Aurelius wrote about how the best relationships are those that help us become more virtuous, more wise, and more capable of serving others. In arranged marriages, this growth often happens naturally because couples don't start with the assumption that they're already perfect for each other. They understand that compatibility is something you build, not something you either have or don't have. This creates space for honest communication about areas where each person can grow and improve. The concept of delayed gratification, which is central to Stoic philosophy, also plays a role in the success of arranged marriages. These couples understand that the deepest satisfaction in marriage comes not from immediate passion or excitement, but from the slow, steady building of trust, understanding, and genuine affection over time. This patience allows them to weather the inevitable storms that all marriages face. Instead of expecting immediate happiness or constant satisfaction, they're willing to invest years in building something meaningful. They understand that the best things in life require time, effort, and persistence. Modern dating culture, in contrast, often emphasizes immediate gratification. If the chemistry isn't instant, if the conversation doesn't flow effortlessly, if there aren't immediate sparks, we're encouraged to move on quickly. This approach might work for casual relationships, but it's poorly suited for building the kind of deep, lasting partnerships that sustain us through decades of life changes. The Stoic practice of self-reflection and honest self-assessment also benefits arranged marriages. Because these couples don't begin with idealized romantic notions about each other, they're often more realistic about both their partner's strengths and weaknesses and their own. This honesty creates a foundation for genuine intimacy and growth. In love marriages, there's often a period of disillusionment when the initial romantic feelings fade and couples begin to see each other's flaws more clearly. Many relationships don't survive this transition because the partners feel deceived or disappointed. They thought they were getting someone perfect, and the reality of human imperfection is jarring. Arranged marriage couples skip this disillusionment phase because they never had illusions to begin with. They start with clear eyes and realistic expectations, which allows them to appreciate their partner's positive qualities without being devastated by their limitations. This brings us to one of the most important insights from both Stoic philosophy and the success of arranged marriages. Love is not primarily a feeling, but an action. The Greeks had multiple words for love, and the type that sustains long-term relationships isn't eros, passionate romantic love, but rather storge, the deep affection that grows from shared experiences and mutual care. Arranged marriages are built on the understanding that real love is something you do, not something you feel. It's the daily choice to serve your partner's well-being, to support their growth, to remain faithful through difficulties, and to prioritize the relationship even when you don't feel like it. This active approach to love creates a positive feedback loop. When both partners consistently act with love and care toward each other, feelings of affection and connection naturally develop and deepen over time. The couples in successful arranged marriages who report growing love after decades together aren't experiencing something magical or mysterious. They're experiencing the natural result of years of loving actions. The Stoic virtue of temperance also plays a crucial role in the success of arranged marriages. Temperance involves self-control and moderation, particularly in emotional reactions. Arranged marriage couples often develop strong skills in managing their emotional responses because they understand that their relationship depends on their ability to work through conflicts constructively. In love marriages, there's sometimes a belief that you should always express your emotions freely and immediately. While emotional honesty is important, the ability to regulate your emotional responses and choose your battles wisely is crucial for long-term relationship success. Couples in arranged marriages often become skilled at the Stoic practice of pause and reflection before reacting. They understand that momentary anger or frustration doesn't necessarily reflect the true state of their relationship, and they're willing to work through difficulties with patience and wisdom rather than immediate emotional expression. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions or avoiding conflict. Rather, it means approaching relationship challenges with the kind of rational problem-solving that Stoics advocate in all areas of life. When conflicts arise, the question isn't whether you feel like dealing with it, but what approach will best serve the relationship and both partners' long-term well-being. The role of purpose and meaning in arranged marriages also reflects Stoic values. These marriages often have clearly defined purposes beyond just personal happiness: raising children, caring for extended family, contributing to community, building something lasting together. This sense of shared purpose provides motivation and meaning that sustains the relationship through difficult periods. Modern love marriages sometimes struggle with purpose beyond mutual happiness. When the initial excitement fades, or when life becomes challenging, couples may wonder what they're working toward together. Having a clear, shared sense of purpose, larger than individual satisfaction, provides resilience and direction that purely romantic marriages sometimes lack. This connects to the Stoic teaching that the highest human purpose is service to others and contribution to the common good. Arranged marriages often embody this principle by explicitly connecting individual happiness to family welfare and community well-being. But here's what's truly fascinating. Many of the principles that make arranged marriages successful can be applied to improve any relationship, regardless of how it began. The Stoic approach to partnership offers valuable insights for couples in love marriages who want to build something lasting and meaningful. First, focus on what you can control. Instead of trying to change your partner or waiting for them to make you happy, focus on how you can contribute to the relationship's success. What can you do to be a better partner? How can you serve your partner's well-being and growth? Second, develop realistic expectations. No person, no matter how wonderful, can fulfill all your emotional needs or make you permanently happy. Understand that your partner is a flawed human being, just like you, and that building a great relationship requires ongoing effort from both people. Third, cultivate patience and long-term thinking. The deepest satisfactions in marriage come from years of shared experiences, growth, and mutual support. Be willing to invest time and energy in building something that may not pay immediate dividends, but will provide lasting fulfillment. Fourth, practice gratitude and appreciation. Instead of focusing on what your partner doesn't do or what your relationship lacks, actively notice and appreciate what you do have. This Stoic practice of focusing on the positive aspects of your current situation can transform your experience of your relationship. Fifth, commit to growth together. View your relationship as a vehicle for mutual development rather than a source of constant happiness. Challenge each other to become better people, support each other's goals and dreams, and celebrate growth even when it's difficult. Sixth, develop conflict resolution skills based on reason rather than emotion. When disagreements arise, approach them as problems to be solved together rather than battles to be won. Listen to understand, not to defend. Focus on finding solutions that serve both partners' needs. Seventh, build something meaningful together, whether it's raising children, pursuing shared goals, serving your community, or creating something beautiful. Having a purpose beyond your own happiness gives your relationship deeper meaning and resilience. The success of arranged marriages doesn't prove that romantic love is unimportant or that arranged marriages are superior to love marriages. Rather, it reveals important truths about what actually sustains long-term relationships and what our culture might be getting wrong about love and commitment. The Stoic approach to relationships emphasizes virtue, commitment, rational decision-making, and service to others. These principles can strengthen any relationship, regardless of how it began. Whether your marriage started with passionate love or practical arrangement, these ancient wisdom teachings offer a path to deeper satisfaction and lasting connection. In our age of infinite choice and instant gratification, the success of arranged marriages reminds us that some of the best things in life require patience, commitment, and the willingness to work for something beyond immediate pleasure. They show us that love can grow where it's cultivated with care, respect, and dedication. Perhaps most importantly, they demonstrate that lasting happiness in relationships comes not from finding the perfect person, but from becoming the kind of person who can build something beautiful with another imperfect human being. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom applied to love and marriage. The next time you find yourself questioning your relationship because the initial passion has faded, or wondering if there's someone better out there, remember the wisdom of arranged marriages and Stoic philosophy. Instead of asking whether your partner makes you happy, ask what you can do to serve your partner's well-being. Instead of evaluating whether your relationship meets all your needs, focus on how you can contribute to its growth and strength. Love, at its deepest level, isn't something that happens to you. It's something you choose to create day after day through your actions, your commitment, and your willingness to grow alongside another person. This is the secret that arranged marriages have always known, and it's the wisdom that can transform any relationship willing to embrace it. The statistics on arranged marriage success rates aren't just interesting data points. They're evidence of fundamental truths about human nature, commitment, and what it really takes to build lasting love. By understanding these principles and applying them to our own relationships, we can create partnerships that not only survive but thrive for decades to come. Whether you're single and thinking about what you want in a partner, or married and working to strengthen your relationship, the wisdom of arranged marriages and Stoic philosophy offers a roadmap to deeper satisfaction and lasting love. It's not always the easy path, but it's the path that leads to relationships worthy of a lifetime's investment. What do you think about these insights? Have you noticed any of these principles at work in the strongest relationships around you? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe if this perspective on love and relationships resonated with you. There's so much more wisdom to explore about building meaningful connections in our modern world, and I'd love to have you join me on this journey of discovery. Remember, the goal isn't to judge different approaches to marriage, but to learn from what works and apply those insights to create stronger, more fulfilling relationships in our own lives. The ancient Stoics understood that wisdom comes from observing what leads to human flourishing, and the success of arranged marriages offers valuable lessons for anyone serious about building lasting love.